Think hunger is all about willpower? Think again. I'll show you the real reasons you're always hungry and how to stop it for good. As a doctor specializing in men's health, I've helped hundreds of men regain control of their appetite and their diet. And in this video, I'll explain the top 5 most common causes of constant hunger and then share some actionable steps to break free from it. The first reason you're always hungry could be as simple as a crappy night of sleep. I didn't believe that sleep could have that big of an impact on hunger, but there was an interesting study published in September 2024 that showed how short sleep, so less than 6 hours, increased the participants' preference for sweetness. So they preferred sweeter foods, which explains why we crave carbs when we don't get enough sleep. It's not that we're actually hungry, but we just prefer quick hits of energy from the spike in blood sugar that sweeter food tends to provide. It's a defense mechanism gone wrong. Short sleep duration has also been associated with the dysregulation of the appetite-related hormones like ghrelin and leptin, so your body just gets mixed signals on if you should eat or not. Research shows that shorter sleep also increases food cravings just across the board, and then portion size selection. So even people who aren't overweight are experiencing this. And that was really interesting to me because, yes, you gain weight because you're eating more, but you're eating more because you're not getting enough sleep. That means that the solution is more about fixing your sleep than it is about simply eating less. So if that's you, the goal is to prioritize 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night and sleep like it's your job, meaning you stick to a super strict schedule. You also don't show up drunk or spend an hour looking at social media. And I found that tracking my sleep has really helped shed light on what routine works best for me. So that could be worth trying. The second reason you're always hungry could be hormonal imbalances like low testosterone or high insulin levels. These markers make it harder for your body to know that it's full. Low testosterone is linked to increased fat mass and reduced muscle mass, both of which impair your body's ability to regulate hunger hormones like ghrelin and leptin. So just like with poor sleep. Meanwhile, insulin resistance, which is common with men who have type 2 diabetes or prediabetes, that prevents glucose from being properly absorbed. So it's leaving your body feeling unsatisfied and signaling for more food. So there's plenty of energy in your blood, but it's not making it to the cells that need it. So then the net effect is that you're still hungry. So boosting testosterone naturally and managing blood sugar levels through high protein, low processed food diet can restore balance. And this is obviously a big process that I won't dive into here, but the goal is to stabilize these hormones ASAP. So decide if you want to get that done naturally or with medication and then get to work. Third reason you could be hungry all the time is that you don't eat enough protein and or enough fiber, leaving you unsatisfied even after you eat. This protein is the most satiating macronutrient, which means it reduces appetite and decreases those ghrelin levels. That's the hunger hormone I mentioned that increases appetite levels. So if you notice that your energy crashes around 10 a.m. or 3 p.m., causing you to grab a snack or take a nap, reassess your last meal. So did you have a bagel or a bowl of cereal for breakfast? That's just not enough protein. Or did you have a sandwich for lunch? That's too much bread. Because ultimately, you want to aim for about 1 gram of protein per pound of your ideal body weight, which is a lot. Because that means since I weigh 180 pounds, that means I need 180 grams of protein per day. And that's a lot. So I recommend working your way up to that level, starting by adding about a fist-sized portion of protein in every meal. So ultimately, what it takes to hit your protein goal is cutting out fat. So that means more lean food, like lean beef and eggs without the yolks. The other key diet component to help you feel full longer is fiber. So fiber slows digestion, it helps you regulate your blood sugar, which will extend how long you feel full after meals. A fiber-rich diet can significantly lower your hunger levels, causing you to eat less too, which will ultimately help you lose some fat. So to get more fiber, I recommend a diet that has a lot of different colored plants. So a good rule of thumb is that with each meal, you have 1 green vegetable and 1 vegetable that's literally any other color. Now, if you are trying to reverse a severe problem like type 2 diabetes, then you might want to add a fiber supplement to get you closer to a more therapeutic dose. And my go-to is acacia fiber, which you can mix with a glass of water. The fourth reason you're hungry all the time for no apparent reason is that processed foods were designed to do that to you. So scientists call this a bliss point, which is a combination of fat, sugar, and salt that spikes your blood sugar levels, ultimately causing a crash that leaves you craving more food. As you can imagine, that's good for the food business, but it wreaks havoc on those hunger hormones. And now, there are processed foods like canned fish and a can of soup, and then there's the ultra-processed foods like cereal and chips and bagels and energy bars. And it's these ultra-processed foods that are the problem because, again, they were designed in a lab to make you overeat them. It's not just about cravings, it's about how they disrupt your hormones and your blood sugar levels. Your body just can't handle that concoction without reacting in weird ways, and we perceive that as being hungry and unsatisfied after eating them. There's even a slogan from the chip brand, I think it's Lay's, and they said, bet you can't eat just one. They're literally warning you about how addictive these foods are. So to fix this, you want to replace processed snacks with whole, nutrient-dense options, nuts, seeds, fruits, lean proteins. And of course, avoid sugar-sweetened drinks too, like soda and sports drinks, as they are also linked to increased hunger and overeating. Finally, the fifth reason you're always hungry is mistimed eating habits. So when you skip breakfast or you eat a late dinner, especially if this is inconsistent day to day, you disrupt your body's natural circadian rhythm. Your body thrives on routine. And when that's thrown off, your hunger signals just go haywire. And studies show that eating late at night is particularly problematic because it leads to increased hunger the next morning. And then it also negatively impacts your metabolic health. Plus, eating a big meal right before bed can leave you tossing and turning as your body struggles to digest, making it harder to get quality sleep, and then it becomes this vicious cycle with the carb cravings and so on. So the solution is to stick to consistent meal times and then stop eating 2 to 3 hours before bed. You could also incorporate time-restricted eating, so you consume all your meals within an 8 to 10 hour window every day, which for most people should start earlier in the day. Or if you have blood sugar issues like prediabetes or type 2 diabetes, you can try data-driven fasting, where you use your blood sugar levels and your hunger as a guide on when you should eat. So there you have it. It's 5 reasons you're always hungry and exactly how to fix it. All right, this helped you, then subscribe for more health tips tailored for men.